He is a teacher doctor and he graduates from a medical school in Sirat Hospital. He became a resident doctor and was a surgeon doctor in the surgery department under the medical unit of Princess Mahachakri Sirintan at C. Nakarin Road at Klang 16. Afterwards, he studied and is specialized in urology at Chulalongkorn Hospital, Red Cross, Thailand. And now he is a surgeon at the Paulo Memorial Hospital at Sapan Kwai, Bangkok. Wow, just his biography makes everything very interesting. So let's invite him to come up and let me introduce you to Dr. Kittipong Mangatgit. Please give a round of applause for him. I'm invited to be a guest speaker for the first session today, and this is for the 6 Weeks New Year program. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kittipong Mangatgit. People usually call me X. I graduated from Silolat Medical School and I have graduated for a while already. When I just graduated, I'm a general surgeon, and that means I work or operate on cases like cancer or people who got into accidents at C. Nakarin Road Hospital in Nakhon Nayok. I found out what I like, so I study it more, such as the stones or kidneys at Chulalongkorn University. Then, after graduation, I'm now a doctor at the Paulo Memorial Hospital at Sapan Kwai in Bangkok. Additionally, I opened a clinic to take care of men's health, so if you are not healthy, you can always come to me and consult with me. This is what I do on a daily basis at work. The hospital chooses or hires doctors not because of their work knowledge, but because of the looks, actually. So I was on television, and this is what I treat on a daily basis. The larger size of the sexual organ is because of the blood pumping to serve the tissue inside that is like a sponge, and that makes the sexual organ larger. Okay, so this is what I do nowadays, and we're probably not going to talk about it today, although you guys might want to know about it. So I will talk about weight management. If we want to lose weight, what we should know and learn about. First of all, we're going to talk about the evaluation if we're overweight or not. And that's so we don't have to argue with one another that what is considered overweight and what is not. Is anyone here like this? This is a picture we took by ourselves, and this is the one your friend took for us. It's not our fault looking that way, it's the angle of the photo. There's a wording that my friend who is a photographer liked to said. He said that people hire him because they think of him as a weight control pill. Some people like to say that, why does the picture make me look so fat? Well, it's not the camera that makes you fat, it's you. So what's the definition of the word overweight? There are two words that means overweight. One is fat and the other one is chubby. Chubby means that you're a little bit overweight from the average. The weight is more than the average weight for about 10%, or the body mass index is more than 25. Let's talk about the first word, BMI. How do you get the BMI number? You get it by dividing the weight out of the height in meters and then multiply 2 by itself. If you have never calculated that, please try, and once we get the results, we can compare it to the list. So if your BMI is more than 22.9, that means you're chubby. In Western countries, they use 25 as a standard, but in Thailand, we use 22.9. There are 3 phases of being overweight. So if the BMI is more than 23 to 25, we call that person chubby. 25 to 30 means you're on the first phase of being fat. And if the BMI is more than 30, you're overweight. Okay, so being overweight or fat means that the BMI is more than 30 or the standard weight is more than 20 years old. This is about the weight. You cannot calculate by just looking at the weight only. You have to consider the height as well. Secondly, you have to look at the body fat as well. Weight cannot judge as much. The standard body fat that is considered appropriate for women is 35%, while men is 25%. Some people who don't look fat, but if they have high body fat, they could be considered fat as the body fat is high. Then how do you know or measure the body fat? 2 kilograms of muscles and 2 kilograms of body fat are the same, while the shape of them are different. So how do you measure or calculate the fat? There are 5 ways to do it. The ways are very different and you might not see it anywhere before, but I'll show it to you. For example, you would weight your body under the water. It's not that you put the scale under the water and then step on the scale. Nope, that's not the way. So this is how you weight your body under the water. You have to dive or submerge underwater to be able to weight your body. It's too difficult, right? If there is an easier way, it should be better. The second method is to measure the skin fold. So you can pull out your tummy, and if there's a lot of skin coming out when you're pinching or pulling it, that means you have a lot of fat. The third method, which is easier to measure, an electrical conductivity in the body, or what we call BIA. There is a machine for it, and it's very easy to find. So if you find one of the machine, you can just step on it. It will measure the electrical conductivity, and if you have more muscles, it will be easier to conduct the electric, while if it's fat, it will actually be harder. I have a picture that I want to show you. This is a lady that weighs 130 pounds or 75 kilograms, while this one weighs 65 kilograms. Who would you like to look like? The left side or the right side? Left side, right? People who have less fat will have a better body figure. This is the first knowledge that I want you to have, and it's a take-home message you should take back with you. When you're trying to lose weight, you need to see that how much has the fat disappeared. Don't look at the weight that was gone or decreased. From the research, women who is overweight have a longer life than the men who told them that they're overweight. Well, so this is just a note to yourself, and don't ever tell anyone they're fat. So, we have talked about the fat part itself. Now, let's come back and talk about the theory of the fat cells. First theory is fat people have a lot of fat cells, and the size of the fat cells are also large. And what is the good news for us then? If the fat cells have developed, it will stay with us forever. It will not go away. Is that good? No, it's not. So if you want to lose weight, you have to focus on reducing the size of the fat cells because it will eventually break and disappear. This is the fat cell and this is the muscle cell. With the same body weight, the muscle cell looks much better. So where do these fat disperse or scatter to? It's different in men and women. So let's talk about women first. This dispersion of the fat cells in women, like if you have a body shape like a pear shape, so lots of women come in and ask that if their weight is not a lot, but they want to get rid of the fat on their thighs and their butt first. Some might be curious that I say that women don't really have fat in their stomach area, but then why does she or I have that tummy? You know what I mean? Well, the reason is if you have fat in your tummy, that means that the fat in your thighs and butt has exceeded. Okay, so the positive thing of being fat for women is women has lower health risk than men. If they have fat in their thighs, the good news is after menopause, the body fat will be stored instead on the upper body part. The popular trend is being lean. So you want to have small legs. What does it mean to have small legs? Our legs have bones and muscle. This picture is not as clear. Let me show you a clearer picture. The left-hand side is the picture of a person who doesn't really exercise. And right here, the right-hand side is the person who exercises. You can see that on the left side, there is less muscle, but there are more fat. And the way to reduce the fat in the legs is cycling. Your legs will look more lean. Let's look at the picture. When you bike, your muscles will increase while your fat is still the same. From having smaller legs and thighs, after biking, your legs will be much bigger and thicker. Like I said, that although we are fat, but we're a strong pig. No, that's not good. We should try to get rid of the fat like this so you could look like this picture. For men, the good news is if you're overweight, you will have an apple shape. That means the fat will be stored in the tummy. The negative thing about this is it will increase the risk of having high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes. When the fat first started to store in your tummy, it will go into your stomach. What does it mean that it's inside your stomach? So the fat will attach to the liver and the intestine. If the fat attaches to the liver, this is a picture of the liver that is normal and have a normal complete cells. But if the fat is covered on the liver, it will replace the liver tissue and it will decrease the efficiency of how the liver works. And in the future, it could lead to liver failure. It is very difficult to change or replace the liver. If you have a liver failure, there is a higher chance of death. How would we know how much fat we have in our body? The easiest way is to measure your waist. Let's look at this picture. The easiest way to measure the waist is you have to measure through the belly button without holding your tummy in. It will tell you how much fat you have in your body, and if you have a lot of fat around your waist, you have a higher risk of having diabetes or high blood pressure or heart attack. How much is considered a lot of fat? For men, if your waist is more than 90 centimeters, you're considered overweight, while for women is 80 centimeters. If it's higher than this, you should consider to lose weight. So, we can look good and are not at risk of having any disease, so we could be healthy. There is a picture of a dress or an outfit that only overweight people wear it, and it will look good, and that is this picture. No, you shouldn't wear this, and if we don't care about our figure but we focus on taking care of our health, how does losing weight is not good to your health? How does it affect our health? I want you to see how body fat in your stomach affects your health. This is the regular blood vessels. If there's too much fat, it will catch and attach to the blood vessel, and the blood vessels will have to work harder. And then it could become a high blood pressure. And the harder the heart pumps the blood, it could be clogged as well. And once it's clogged, the most important one is the blood vessel that is connected to the heart. If there's a blood clot in the heart, you can have a sudden death or a heart attack. The thing is, we don't even know who has a blood clot in the blood vessels and how much fat we have. So losing weight could help decrease the risk of all of the situation above. This is a research regarding to the risk of having high blood pressure that found that the higher the BMI is, the higher risk you could have high blood pressure. This also applies to people who are at risk of diabetes and heart issues as well. So the higher the BMI is, the higher risk you could get these diseases. So if we are able to manage our weight, we would be able to manage our health or our disease as well. I want to make a conclusion on this topic. There are three main things or ways that could calculate if you're overweight or not. The first one is the BMI. So you can get the BMI number from measuring your weight and height. Secondly, the body fat in your body. And lastly, the measurement of your waist. There are three main points that are important and you should remember it. Next time when you weigh yourself, you shouldn't worry much as you need to use these three measurements as well, besides the weight. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is about how to control your weight. The principle about weight controlling is pretty simple. So if you have gained weight, that means that the calories you have used is less than what you have received. So if we want to lose weight, we have to be able to use the energy as much as what we have received. Everyone knows that you should eat less, but if it's that easy, there will be no further discussion. The first research I'm going to talk about today is about this. There is a research that said people are gaining weight because the cost of vegetables are higher than ice cream. Well, that's totally untrue. Just kidding, that was just actually a joke. First research is about metabolism. The research said that people didn't tend to eat a lot, but we gain weight because of our metabolism is not as good. So when we hear this kind of thing, we have to ask back that what is about metabolism? Answer please. Or you can't? Well, so I'm going to talk about metabolism today, how it works and what is it. There are three main body mechanics for the metabolism. First of all, the metabolism works while you're resting. Your body is using those calories while resting. Second is when you're being active or doing some activities. And thirdly is the energy that your body uses to digest food. So we'll go into each topic. First one is the calories or energy that the body uses while resting. The calories or energy we use during resting takes over the whole body for about 55 to 75%. So today, if we are able to adjust our metabolism rate, it would actually be easier to control our weight. Secondly, it's about the calories or energy we use to digest the food. We can't really touch this one much, and it only affects the body about 10%. And the last one is a very popular energy, which is the energy we use or the calories we burned in doing activities, which is exercising. Exercise affects our body about 30%. Mostly the body utilizes the calories or energy we have from burning the calories out at the initial stage more than any other stage. I want you to watch this clip video so you can understand more about it. The calories are being burned out. This yellow color indicates the calories are being burned while resting. And this one is when you're digesting food, and this one is when you're exercising. It has been discovered that mostly the body will burn out the calories while resting, which is the yellow color. So if we're able to adjust the metabolism while resting, it would be easier for us to lose weight according to this presentation. So if you're able to change our metabolism while resting, we can burn more fat or calories. So how do you change it then? How do you make the metabolism works better while you're resting? Firstly, you have to be a man. Can you change that? No, you can't. Secondly, you have to gain more muscles. We will talk about how to gain more muscles later. Thirdly, this topic is about people who exercise. People who exercise will have and gain more muscles. So in which group of people that the metabolism rate will decrease while resting? First, women will have less energy in this part than men, especially in people who aren't active. So we can actually improve on this by standing and walking more than usual. In addition, we can find this in people who try to lose weight in a wrong way. People who starve themselves and don't eat much, the metabolism rate will decrease. And if you're trying to lose weight by starving yourself, there's a higher chance of getting a yo-yo effect. There is one research I want to share with you all. This research separates people into 3 groups and have all of them go on a diet. You're ready for it? So these 3 groups are on diet and they eat the same food, but the first group would eat 1 gram of protein per body weight. The second group will be eating 2 grams of protein, and the last group will be eating 3 grams of protein. So the research is to study if eating a lot of protein will help build more muscles. The people who eat more protein, the white things here is fat. The people who eat more protein, you will be able to see a significant change in the white part, while the black part, which is the muscles, do not change much. So this research concludes that the more people eat protein, the muscles wouldn't change much, and the metabolism rate will be the same, while you can see the significant improvement on the fat. So if you use this method to lose weight, it is unlikely that you would get a yo-yo effect. And now we know that we need to eat a lot of protein, but we're able to eat that much of protein on a daily basis? And that's the next question. A woman who weighs 50 kilograms has to eat protein at least 1.2 gram per kilogram and per day. So if the lady weighs 50 kilograms, she would have to eat protein for about 60 grams per day. Where and what kind of food we can find that 60 grams of protein? For example, chicken breast. 100-gram chicken breast has 20 gram protein. So if you need 60 gram of protein per day, you would have to eat 300 gram of chicken breast. And that is about 15 pieces of chicken breast. Okay, it would be very difficult for us as we're not an alligator or a crocodile, right? Just kidding. And if you're eating the chicken breast to get the protein, you would not receive only the protein but also the fat from the chicken. So at that same time, you're actually increasing the protein and the fat in your body. It will be harder for you to lose weight. The topic we just talked about is how to increase the metabolism rate while resting. Now let's talk about how our weight increases and the cause of becoming overweight. First, it is about being overweight but still active. This is the action we have created ourselves. So if you're eating more during the days and having snacks and smaller meals during the day, this could increase the possibility of becoming chubbier. You can't really blame yourself on that, or you can, or you might be blaming yourself that you were born in the wrong era. Let's look at this picture. In the past, if you go to a movie theater with your significant other and you have a popcorn, the calories are about 174 calories. But now, if you're expecting to have a romantic scene with your boyfriend or girlfriend and consuming popcorns, it's about 1700 calories. So you don't need to eat anything during the day after eating that bucket of popcorn. But then we normally drink soda also. So how does it affect our life? In the past, hamburger has about only 330 calories. now is 590 calories. There is difference of 260 calories in between. It might not sound a lot, but it is a lot. In order to burn all of those energy, we have to do weightlifting for about an hour and a half. People in the past didn't have to worry much. They just eat the hamburger and go home, while people nowadays eat the hamburger at McDonald's and go to the gym after. Secondly, we underestimate the food. We have never imagined that the teeny food we eat can give you plenty of energy. Allow me to explain it to you this way. When we're hungry, our stomach shrinks. And once it shrinks, we need to eat, right? However, if you choose what you eat, it would affect you tremendously. If you eat fat 400 calories, it would take place in one part of our 10 parts in our stomach. So if you're going to eat fully, you would need to eat about 4,000 calories to make you full. On the other hand, people who eat vegetables, if they eat vegetables in 400 calories, they will already feel full. The main reason that makes us overweight is we eat different type of food at the same time. For example, after eating Shabu Buffet, we went to eat ice cream. And we normally think that ice cream and pork are totally different type of food. That's not true. You eat them and it goes to the same stomach and make you gain weight and become chubby. Another popular question I receive is being overweight genetics? Some people say that they are fat and chubby since they were born. Actually, being fat or chubby is not genetic. Being overweight is a result of your own action. Research indicates that if the parents have normal weights, the child might be chubbier than the parents for about 10%. If the parent is overweight, the risk of the child being fat could be around 40%. But if both of the parents are overweight, the child is at risk at 80%. The same research also went to see what type of people that you're surrounded by could increase the risk of becoming overweight. They said that if you have a friend that are overweight, you're likely to become overweight as well. If your husband or wife is overweight, it's likely you will be overweight. Being overweight is about your own actions and your habit. For example, you would have to go out and eat buffet every Sunday evening. I have an example to show you the reason why men could become overweight. There are 3 main causes that men are overweight. There's a research saying that 90% of men become overweight because of the leftover food women left. In conclusion, being overweight is not genetic. It is about your own actions and habit. What are the most popular trends to lose weight? First, losing weight by going on diet. It's very easy to do. You just eat less or don't eat at all, but it's not effective because when you starve yourself, your body will produce a hormone to adjust your metabolism and it will increase the capability of your body to store the fat in your body more. The rate decreases and you store fat. So after you finish your diet, you would definitely get a yo-yo effect and you could become chubbier. The muscle you lost will be replaced by fat. Another popular trend is using weight loss pill. The pills work by sending a signal to your brain to reduce the feeling of being hungry, and it will make you feel like you don't want to eat. The weight loss pills are under the amphetamine drugs family, and if you take it on a daily basis in the long run, you could become addictive to it. Some people are at risk of death by using these drugs because it will increase the heart rate and your heart will work too hard. So you shouldn't take any drugs or starve yourself. These could all lead to yo-yo effect. So we have mentioned the word yo-yo effect many times here. What does it mean? What is it? After losing weight by those methods, and then you get back to your daily life and having the same old routine, your weight actually jumps up double than what you had before, even before you lose weight. Do you know what I mean? The question is how to not be affected by the yo-yo effect. This is very important. There are 2 main topics here. First of all, don't eat less than 800 kilograms calories per day. Secondly, while you're trying to lose weight, you need to make sure you're eating sufficient protein. This is because if you don't eat enough protein and once our muscle is gone, it will be easier for us to gain weight and become chubby. You can see that when you were younger, although you eat a lot, it is so hard for you to gain weight. But look at you right now. Let's talk about the right way to lose weight. There are 3 main components for losing weight. Let's get into the details. Food, exercise, behavior. We will get into the details of these 3 main components and what we have to do. I'm going to focus on food as it is the main thing to help increasing the metabolism rate. They said that if you're able to change your food calories to 7,000 calories, your weight will go down at 1 kilogram. The right amount weight loss that is appropriate for your body is about 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week. So let's talk about food. You should reduce the calories intake per day. There's no such thing that if you'd like to lose weight and you have to increase the calories intake. It's impossible, right? And it is very important to reduce the fat you're eating as well. You should be cautious about the calories you're consuming. For example, when you read the label on the snack bag, it indicated 150 calories and you think it's not much. It's not always correct, as there are actually 3 consuming units in one bag. That means there are 450 calories in this bag. You ate it all while you should be sharing with your friends. So that's not right. You could become overweight with that. Also, you should eat more complex carbohydrate. You will receive all the vitamins and it also gives you less calories than the regular carbohydrate. There are 2 dishes for us to try. The first dish is noodle only. The second one is the noodle dish that has noodle, pork, and vegetables in it. Which one will make you feel more full? The second one, right? That's correct. When people are hungry, we're not hungry and want the food. We are craving for the vitamins and minerals in the food. If you have received enough nutrition from the food, you would not feel hungry anymore. And you will be happy with your life and your weight losing program. How to eat the carbohydrate? We should eat carbohydrate that has high fiber and eat less of the single carbohydrate like the one that has been processed. For example, the food we like to eat, cake, chocolate, and many other stuff, and you need to consume enough protein per day, which is about 35% of your daily calories. You should eat an adequate amount of fat and reduce the fat that has trans fats. You should also eat on time. Next is how to take the vitamins. There is a research overlooks if taking vitamins or supplements while trying to lose weight, would it help it or not? Allow me to summarize it for you. Many vitamins play a big role in your metabolism. In this research, they have people come in and try to lose weight. These people use the same method, but one group takes the vitamin and the other doesn't. It's clear that the group of people who took the vitamins are able to lose weight easier than the other group. That means you have to take all the 5 groups of nutrition, and if you can add on something else, that would be great. And what is the right diet plan you should have then? So if you reduce the calories intake, your weight will also go down, but what kind of plan you shouldn't be using? Low carb. It's to limit your carbohydrate intake. You shouldn't use that diet plan because the main nutrient for your brain is carbohydrate. If you don't have enough carbohydrate, you will feel foggy all the time. This plan cannot guarantee your safety in the long run. The good plan is to eat low-fat food plus eating all the food that contains all the nutrition you need. Good plan for diet is to not have too many limitations on food, and that's because the more limitations you have, the less effective it could become. Have you ever seen the plans on the internet from the trainer? Like some woke up in the morning to weigh the chicken breasts before cooking it. You'll not lose weight or become skinny because you weighed the chicken breast, but you'll lose weight because you lose sleep. You know what I mean? Just kidding. You know what I mean? It's surreal. You can't do that in real life. You'll probably be able to do it in just a day or 2. The best diet plan is to control the calories, and it would affect you in the long run. Exercise will also help. So what are the good diet plans? The first plan is to eat high carbohydrates and low-fat food. This is a very popular plan and is used a lot in the United States. You should eat a lot of food that contains fiber and a lot of grains. There is a research that if you eat high carbohydrate with less fat food, it also reduces the risk of heart problems and cancer. And this plan is accepted by many nutritionists around the world. That's the first plan, okay? However, there is a cons to it, which is your weight will go down slower than the group who also consume high protein diet. And the change of fat on your body might not be as much satisfied as it is. So let me suggest you this. You should take appropriate amount of carbohydrate, low fat, and high protein. This will make it easier for you to lose weight. There is no good for eating just low carbohydrate and eating low fat. You can eat anything. Just make sure you're intaking less calories. You just have to reduce your calories intake, that's all. This is the conclusion from an organization in the US. They suggested to eat less calories and less fat food and reduce the calories for about 500 to 1,000 calories per day. And if you're able to do it, your weight will go down about 0.5 kilogram per week. So, does exercise have anything to do with the weight loss though? exercise will help increase the metabolism rate. Also, it will help build the muscles and get rid of fat and will make us less hungry. So if you can exercise, you should do it. And you should do both aerobic exercise and strengthen the muscles. So I have a presentation that I want to show you actually. I actually don't really have time to exercise at all. But then if I don't exercise, can my weight go down? Well, it can still go down. But is that good? It is, right? But the thing is, you cannot build much muscle like the people who actually exercise on a daily basis. So it's actually better if you are able to do both at the same time. So the best plan for now is to adjust your food and restrict certain type of food like I have mentioned before. Some people collect the fat monthly. That is not a good idea. You should use the methods today to help you. We have talked about meal replacement before, right? So that's actually a very important topic. And what is actually meal replacement? You have to eat something that has less calories but has all the nutrients that can replace the meal. So that's meal replacement. Some people lose weight by eating milk or yogurt, but can yogurt or milk actually replace a meal? No, it can't, as it only has protein and sugar. Eating meal replacement will make it easier to lose weight than other people and you will have less weight. People use the shortcut by injecting it into the body. And that is called mesotherapy. So there is a research that actually said that this mesotherapy doesn't have anything to do with the weight loss at all. Some unlucky people can be allergic to it. This is just a mild allergic reaction, while this one is a severe allergic reaction as you're injecting it too much. And you'll be for sure skinny. As you would need to get a surgery to scoop all of that out. It's scary. Or some people suck out the fat by using the machine. It is also scary. I have read a brochure. It was kind of funny. So on the brochure it says the upper abdominal and the lower abdominal cost 50,000 baht each. Well, who will save money to do just one part, right? And the thing is, once you take out the fat, only the skin itself that would be left. And if you're lucky enough, your skin will survive. If not, it will die. The take-home message for today is you need to eat less calories. And if you can use meal replacement with that too, it would be great. You would also need to eat less fat food and eat high protein. If you take multivitamins and supplements daily, it will help with weight control as well. So, it is almost New Year already. Let's start together and become healthier and skinnier. Please take care of your health and use the knowledge you have received today. And if you have any questions, please ask me anytime. Thank you very much and goodbye.